evening. Welcome all of you. The topic of this evening's discussion will be on God is our wise and perfect friend. So this is the topic we are going to discuss right now in this evening. Mostly we'll discuss on the God. Most of the time we have our queries, we have our questions on God, what really God does for us, how, why He is omniscient, why He is omnipresent, why, what about His omnipresence, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresence, and all. Anyway, the things are there. People at least keep asking the questions. That is a great thing. So here we are going to discuss right now on God and the specific question how the divine friend. God is our wise and perfect friend. On this divine friend, we are going to have a brief discussion from aphorisms. Initially, here in the quotes here, God is our wise and perfect friend. Why? Friend is okay, capital F. God is friend. But wise and perfect friend, what is the reason behind this? His writing the both proverbs, adjectives like, wise and perfect friend. Because he knows when to smite as well as when to plunder. That is the great thing. That is the greatness in him. Initially, he told here in the course, God is our wise and perfect friend. Why? Because he knows when to smite as well as when to plunder. Again, when to slay us, not less than when to save and to succor. So everything he knows as per his need. Actually, he is planning our path. Maybe most of the time we find he is smiting us as well as he is fondling. Sometimes we find he is slaying us as well as he is saving and of course succoring. So because for that only we have taken God as a wise and a perfect friend as per his requirement. Suppose you have got a piece of big iron rod. You have purchased from the market. You have brought. Entire rod is not up to use for the purpose how really you are preparing it. Fifth thing is that it may be entire may be used for some purpose, or maybe a part of it can be used for that purpose, and for that actually sometimes it is cut and sometimes of course it is fully used as per the requirement. Like this, God is using us as per his requirement. He knows really what really has to be done and how perfectly it can be done to suit his purpose. Again, during the course, the divine friend of all creatures. During the course, the divine friend of all creatures, conceals his friendliness in the mask of an enemy till he has made us ready for the highest heavens. Because you see, again, same way, same purpose here in the course, the divine friend of all creatures, not only for one or two or for specific region or for specific group. Here in the course, the divine friend of all creatures conceals his friendliness, conceals, not bringing to the fore in the mask. He conceals his friendliness in the mask of an enemy and mask of an enemy. Till how long? Till he has made us already for the highest heavens. So it is a preparation, it is a inspiration from us. He is concealing his friendliness in the mask of an enemy till he has found us ready for the highest heavens. Then in as in Kurukshetra, Sri Aurobindo gives the example of the Kurukshetra, that great Mahabharata war. As in Kurukshetra, the terrible form of the master of strife, suffering and destruction is withdrawn, and the sweet face, the tender arm, the oft clasped body of Krishna. You know that Vishwarupa. When Arjuna told that I will never fight, because whom to fight, how to fight, and why to fight, because already these people who are standing to fight with me, they are my parents, they are my pitamaha, they are my guru, and they are my brothers, they are my children and all. Why shall I fight for him, or just for me, or this patch of land, or a patch of some immaterial throne? So I don't want to fight. Then Shri Krishna displayed his Vishwarupa, and after his request of Arjuna, I mean, so he withdraws his Vishwarupa. Is that great? Sri Aurobindo quotes the terrible form of the master of strife, suffering, and destruction is withdrawn. So instead, when that terrible face and terrible side is withdrawn, in that place, what really is kept before him? The sweet face, the tender arm, and the upclasped body of Krishna shine out in the second soul and purified eyes of his eternal comrade and playmate, that is Arjuna. So what is the really requirement? His friendliness. Arjuna is a great friend. Though in the from beginning to end, at least you have seen during the period of grown-up period, from that Bonabas onward, you have seen very much their friendliness. We have seen friendliness. We have seen friendship. We have seen. But in that is actually he has a mask, conceals his friendliness in the mask of an enemy, till this mask of an enemy is concealed, till he has made us ready for the highest heavens, till he has made us for the highest heavens. Then as comparing in the Kurukshetra, so what a terrible form of the master of strife, suffering, and destruction is withdrawn. That Vishwarupa, that great, terrible, awful, terrified form is withdrawn, and instead that form, the other form which is coming just opposite, sweet face, tender arm, oft clasped the body of Krishna, shine out on the second soul, on the second soul and purified eyes of the eternal comrade and his playmate, this is Arjuna. So later, after seeing this face, Arjuna has no option but to fight, and he says, Jatha niduktosmi tatha karomi. I am here to carry out thy will. Wherever you try to appoint me, I am ready to do. So just imagine what is that real shape, and you have seen. Again, we can find the other side of this story, divine friend and the great friend. Like we will try to read couple of lines on God, how really God, and what is the simultaneously how Sri Aurobindo has seen God in his own vision, and of course we will have some glimpse, real glimpse, true glimpse upon the description of the God, how Sri Aurobindo has seen, described, of course, explained us beautifully. So Sri Aurobindo quotes, the God is the only being, only being, God is the only being. God dwells in all, not only in the believer who is conscious of Him. Because believer, you have come, you have believed, not only in the believer, but also He is in all. Even the opposite side, who is not the believer, also He is present. His very presence is, everywhere you see. So for that, even the enmity who have done the enmity with him, like Ravana or Kamsa, they have also been terrified because they know the. So from that side, we know the presence of the God everywhere. So again, here in the course, God is one, but He is not bounded by His unity. God is one, multiplicity. He was one. He decides and want to become many, multiplicity. So the God is one, but He is not bounded by His unity. Again, so you're in the course. Then what is our object? What is the real object of the human being at large? What is the really the object of the human effort? We are trying. So we know the God. We are preparing ourselves. Many processes, many attempts we keep doing, not only from here, from the time immemorial. This process is going on. What is actually the human effort? What is the object of true object of all human effort? that has been attempted, that has been clarified by Sri Aurobindo very fluently and in a very straightforward manner. Sri Aurobindo quotes, attainment of God is the true object of all human effort. Whatever you are doing, with which conception, preconceived idea you are moving, that is not very significant. What significance is the all the human effort you are taking, because two are the processes normally, normally this followed. One, first one, first one is very much clear. The prominent one is by tapasya, method of tapasya. Second is by the surrender, method of surrender. So in this anyway, to process, most of the principal disciples, most of the foreigners, they have followed the first one, attainment by tapasya. It depends upon their own progress, own adventure, own idea, and own attempt, own efficiency rather. But see here, the second method, what Sri Aurobindo teaches us, that the surrender, and the surrender to the Divine Mother. So it will be easy, because she will take our charge, and we are simply to walk and to walk on the path. But actually, but about the goal, Sri Aurobindo quotes, about the object, Sri Aurobindo quotes, attainment of God is the true object of all human effort. Against here in the quotes here, God is a great and cruel torturer because he loves. So just imagine, you will be like a cunning child, or sometimes you will be making a very disturbing child. Your mother will be loving, she will be trying to explain, she will be trying to pacify in many words or many ways, but still then if you will be not convinced, then naturally there will be slaps from the mother, scoldings from the mother. She will chide you, she will try to explain. All else, finally, there will be torture from mother's side, so also from the father's side, you see. But actually, after this torture or getting clapped, so what will be happening? Then you will find there will some, after that chapter is closed, then you will find some sweets for you, some new dresses for you. You will go on some tour for some time, because it is no, it is the fundamental method. There is a great love. And the scolding, clapping, and all these are not the these are not the steps, but your nature compelled to do so. So you expected, you did not go follow the right path, the straight path, the very convincing step was unconceivable for you. So sure in the for that sure in the quotes here, God is a great and cruel torturer. Torturer is capital T, because he loves. So as he loves, he wants to prepare and shape us in his own idea, own design. For that, don't worry. So because he loves, whatever is being given, that is for our own good being. Here in the quote, in whatever way men accept, love, and take joy in God, in whatever way men accept, love, and take joy in God, in that way God accepts, loves, and takes joy in man. Just reversible. In one way you go, in go means you accept, love, and take joy in God, from man to God. There will be reverse, from God to man, same way. In that way, God accepts, loves, and takes joy in man. So again, God lives and moves and acts. Again, God lives and moves and acts in us when we live, move, and act in Him. Same unidirectionally in one way from man to God, and in another way from God to man. So these are the reversible process. Reversible means one, it is going and it is getting reversed in same way, same manner, from man to God, equivalent way from God to man. So beautiful lines have been described by the master. So he very nice explanation, and my nice way. Sri Aurobindo tries to explain beautifully. God lives and moves and acts in us. God lives, moves, and acts in us, and in when we live, we move, and we act in him. That is just reversible order. As we initially we have seen another statement just we discussed a little bit before, that in whatever the way we accept love and take joy, the same way God accepts, loves, and takes joy in man. Same reversible process, that is a great step and great process, equal and equivalent manner. So there will be there will always be more in God than thought of man has ever conceived, or the tongue of man has ever uttered. Very we are very much limited. So with our thought, with our explanation, with our knowledge, whatever we know, that is very much, very, very, very much actually limited. So what happens really, it is the true thing as we know, as we quote really, that God's capacity, it is simply unthinkable, unimaginable, unpredictable, uncalculable. But actually, we are thinking, taking, calculating, and emphasizing, of course, finalizing the things in our own words and own ideas, own visions, or own mind. So it is very limited, but God is far above. So don't try to do that, and moreover, it has to be done. We have to accept God's everything in His vision, and that must be respected. So God is the eternal child playing an eternal game in the eternal garden. Vande Mataram.